What up, Mayhem?
Mic's not working just right now. And
Okay,
hi,
his
I'm
mic's
here.
not working.
We're
Oh, there
working.
you
We're
are. Hey,
both
Mayhem,
here.
what's up? What's up? What's up? Okay. So,
Hello.
I in the plant today, right?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's I in the plant. I just got flamed for being bronze in the chat, so I'm feeling pretty good about these guys.
I mean, I'm the plat, not that much far away from bronze, so they don't have much to be talking
Bronze
about.
is actually in that segment.
Exactly. They're kind of in the same boat as you, so they need to shut their mouths, I think.
Yeah. Besides that, it's been a really crazy meta right now. On Sunday, we saw the Challenger Showdown tournament ground, and they played Kog'Maw. To put it simply, they played Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is really good. That's all I gotta say. Kog'Maw. These guys will play Kog'Maw if he doesn't get banned. Simple.
Yeah, Gwinsu seems like a pretty good item in the new current meta, so that's looking great. All the assassins with the Gunsu's Rageblade. No, that's not the right one. What is it? Ghostblade is the one I'm thinking of. Ghostblade looking great on all the assassins at the moment, so things looking good in that department. Tanks aren't as broken anymore because ADCs actually have a million options now. They can take all the old mythics like Gale Force and Kraken, and they can go Shield Bow, whatever the heck they want to do, and they can build all of those plus the new mythics. So it's pretty cool.
Yay! And it's Knights versus Revolt tonight, by the way. Like I said, if you couldn't tell, it's we just got here and we've been planning for the last half an hour. Malphite going up. Been playing a lot of Malphite top recently. He's great. He's super tanky. Not surprised to see him taking out probably one of the best top laners in the game right now.
Yeah, Malphite really strong right now. Anything that can sort of nerf the attack speed of all these ADCs with these crazy attack speed items, pretty damn good. We've seen Nasus in this Iron to Plat go ham. He seems to be unkillable, and his W just stops all the broken ADCs. So super duper useful for that.
Not surprised to see Lucian go either, especially with some of the new items coming in. He still has Gale Force, so his dashes are crazy. And then he has Storm Razor to be able to run around as fast as he can. And Lucian becomes nigh unkillable. And then on top of that, we have Kha'Zix, who, with the new changes to the assassin items, has become probably one of the most dangerous people that you can lock in. With Milio now being locked in, facing up against Amumu. Milio, an interesting spot in the meta right now, where he's kind of really good at support, but kind of not really. Like people don't choose him all the time, but I think he's really good.
Yeah, I feel like he
has a time to
pairs
play.
really, really well with Jinx and similar ADCs, but on his own and with a decent amount of ADCs, he feels kind of lackluster, very low in the meta. But yeah, with Jinx, just increasing the range of her rockets is a crazy, crazy thing to do. So he does have a place. There's the Jinx that I was talking about, but it's very niche, I'd say. It's a bit weird to see them pick it first, because if they get the Jinx taken away from them, then it's not as great.
There we go. Not surprised to see the Jinx. Even though she isn't one of the champions who's benefiting the most from the new item changes, it's kind of dropped her down in what we see like the overall tier rankings for win rate and things like that, especially within the lower ranks like Iron to Plat. But she still stands as one of the best ADCs simply because her mechanic is just to auto attack. Obviously, she has some other stuff as well, but compared to ADCs that are good right now, like Kog'Maw and Xayah, where they, even if it's just a little bit more to the kit, a Jinx works really well because she's really easy, and when she kills people, she gets stronger, and she keeps killing people.
Yeah, the massive burst of attack speed and movement speed when she gets excited is huge in team fights. This current meta is really strong for ADCs, so Jinx is pick ban in every game I've seen. It's pretty nuts. Xayah also a really good one as well. I haven't seen a lot of Ezreal. I don't know how well this is going to work. Most of the ADCs that have been doing well have been, auto attack based mainly. Ezreal's this weird sort of hybrid caster ADC. We'll see how well he goes with the new items, but I've seen Jinx, Xayah, Zeri is the champion name I'm looking for, doing really well currently in the meta. Ornn taken away, super safe top laner, just play weak side, give your ADC items level 14, 15, 16, all those good things. Really strong, really nice. Definitely something that you want to take away from the Jinx there.
Well, that's the thing. Ezreal also benefits from these item changes because there's one item that kind of caster magic, damage, also AD, everything in the middle kind of guys like Triforce. Yeah. So not only has Triforce become no, it was already mythic. Not only has Triforce stayed a mythic, it's also had changes to its base stats where it is a little bit stronger due to accounting it for being a mythic. But they've also changed the tick duration of. I'm not entirely sure the details, but I know that Triforce works a lot better with Conqueror at the very least. I know Ezreal doesn't bring Conqueror, but he also does benefit just from the overall stat buffs that come with Triforce.
Yep, for sure. I don't see him benefiting from it as much as the other ADCs benefit from all the crazy stuff that they've had to them. So again, I'm really worried about this Ezreal. Looks like he's got an Amumu support as well, unless that's an Udyr top lane. Or it could be something crazy in Amumu mid, but no, here's the Anivia. Pretty standard stuff here. Diaco does like himself a chicken, so...
Anivia is just a great mid laner now as well. And never has a particular standout, I don't think, even in the pro meta. But a lot of the time, Iron to Plat is all about those comfort picks, and Anivia may just be one of those. And on top of that, her resurrect ability, her wall, her ult, all have great ability to zone and keep away champions like Jinx, champions like Lilia. Even though Jinx has a lot of range, and she may be able to overcome that with Milio, other champions that struggle to break in by hopping over walls or lead the attack really cut off by Anivia, which I think is a great addition to this team where they can just dive in, dive out with all the stuns that they have, and Ezreal, who is someone that's very, very hard to catch with his phase shift.
I feel like Sharky for sure here needs to go sort of a bruisery build on Lilia with the Jack Show instead of any sort of AP items. They need a little bit more frontline to keep away Udyr, Amumu, and Darius. Just if he's not tanky, he's just going to get stunned to death, and it's going to be a bad time. I like the Cassante. Super strong right now in the meta. He's pretty much pick ban as well. Bullies a lot of top laners. Can assassinate ADCs. This man does it all. Don't know how well he goes into Darius, because in higher levels of play, they don't really play a lot of Darius. I haven't really seen this matchup, so I guess we'll see a demonstration. And of course, this is Iron to Plat, so as much prediction as we can make about who should win the lane, it's never going to go the way we plan it.
I wish we had Casual. He would know. He would know.
He would. The top lane extraordinaire. I do know that Ahri beats Anivia's brains out, though, as Ahri beats most casters. That's her job. She's going to have better push in the early game, too, so she's going to be able to cue the wave, shove the wave out, and then leave Anivia there. Things will change at level 6, but... Pardon me. Sorry.
That's alright.
Things will change at level 6. Once Anivia gets her Glacial Storm, she can sort of even up the pushing power of Ahri, but for the most part, she's going to be shoving out the wave and looking to make plays with her jungler. We'll see if Sharky actually goes for that. It's not really Lilia's style. She might just be farming up, but that would be a good pairing if they decide to start moving around the map.
Well, it is a well-known fact that Lilia players don't sit at their desk and play normally. Lilia players, they lie down on their bed, they like kicking their feet, playing some music in the back as they're playing. So Sharky, I'd say if he fulfills all these requirements, we're going to see a really good Lilia game out of him. Maybe in a post-game interview, or he sent us a selfie or something, just proof that he's playing correctly. Lilia, she runs so fast. That is probably one of the biggest standout points about her. She runs really fast, and she puts you to sleep. The putting to sleep part is really bad for champions like Anivia and Ezreal, because you can't get away when you're asleep. So if Ezreal gets hit by any Lilia ability, he's dead. If he gets hit by Ahri Charm, he's dead. He has a lot of pressure that can take him down, that can be very hard to dodge. So I'm expecting this to be a tough game to tackle for Anivia and Ezreal, but then again, their front line is really, really strong, and it's really there. If they play front to back properly, I think that we're going to see a really, really strong game out from the side.
Do you have any predictions? Which team do you think is going to take this?
You go first. You got to give me a second to think, man.
Okay, Lilia is giving me a bit of food for thought. I feel like some sort of better front line would have helped their team out a bit more, but I'm sure Sharky will do fine. But still, given that, I think that they're going to take this game here. It's not the Knights, is it? The Knights is...
Revolt?
Revolt Esports. That's my prediction. And listen, chat, while we're waiting for Quicksand to put his thoughts together, your predictions are up too. You guys can put your M coins in and check who you think is going to win. See if you can win some points.
I think I'm on the same page as you, Mayhem. Revolt might just be the move. It's going to be a crazy one tonight, so make sure you stay tuned. I desperately need a cup of water, so I will be going to get that now. And I hope you guys all grab your cups of water, get comfy, get a blanket. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe like cuddle with your dog, or cuddle with yourself if there's nothing else, guys. I don't know. That's a bit pressing.
I'll cuddle with you.
You can cuddle with me later. I'll come cuddle you.
I'll come cuddle you.
Let's go to, yeah, well, both of us.
No one should be cuddling alone. Everyone needs someone to cuddle.
We'll cuddle with you guys on the other side of the break. Oh wait, during the break. Yeah. Well, bye.
Bye.
Welcome everybody for the first game of the night. It is our Iron to Plat tournament with the Knights playing up against Revolt. Stakes are looking high as we got that early game bot lane bush invade, sussing out the enemy team. It's a pretty interesting layout coming from both sides today.
Yep.
With the Ezreal and Anivia.
Here comes the invade. Has Abe sniffed it out? I think he might have just seen it.
I think he did. So, Mayhem, take us through this bot lane matchup. Because I thought, actually, no, you're a mid laner, Mayhem. Take us through the mid lane matchup. You know Ari pretty much dunks on Anivia, but does Anivia have any superiority at any point in the game, in any area?
Yeah, she has a lot of control over team fights. Really good in that regard. But it is still a skill matchup. It's not just like Diaco insta-loses. He can land some Qs, slam some Es into the face, do really well in that regard. But if both of them play at the highest level, Pabu should come out on this one on top. Out West has found Sharky.
Oh, he wanted the early invade, but it's not looking good for him. He's forced to flash over the wall there, got stunned, the electric comes off, as Sharky has now got a really heavily slow jungle path.
Yeah, slows them down both a bit. Both of them burned their summoner spells. Lightless goes in for a little bit of a trade. I don't know if that's the correct call. He's level 1, no real follow-up. Here comes a level 1 in top lane. Aggressive lanes all around. An invade from Sharky. This game is setting itself up to be a bloodbath, Quicksand.
I think it'll look like to be one. Especially with Sharky now being put pretty behind in taking camps, getting around the jungle. We might just see the fact that Out West has a great chance to get ahead and then crush the opposition, probably through what we're seeing now, the array of top lane, where he's pathing, he just cleared out, maybe heading towards the bot lane and trying to clean up that Ezreal, but Out West certainly does have the advantage here with his clear, picking up his buffs and heading across the map. Sharky now being delayed a little bit with the first dragon coming up in 2 minutes. Whoever can path better, we'll probably see results coming out of first.
I think you're right here. I'm looking at bot lane ganks from both sides. Abe and Lady, pretty good instincts here. They did get a pick up on where Out West was starting due to Sharky's failed invade, so they know that Out West is going to be bot lane pretty soon. They don't want to be sticking on that town for too long. They might want to look to ward here. Actually, neither of them have wards at the moment, so they just need to play real safe because they know Udyr is around about their area. Ari's coming to help with blue buff, it looks like, but they will just secure this top scuttle. And that's another thing that I was talking about in Champ Select, right? This Ari can shove and now just roam around and help the jungler. In the normal circumstances, this would be pretty good, but at the moment, there's no one contesting that, so he wouldn't have missed any minions, but you can see how this is going to be the pressure of this. But hold on.
Out West is here though. Immediately first blood. Straight into the hands of Revolt. Down goes to support and Kanabe all alone. Pretentious won't be able to clean him up. But Out West jumping with the surprise attack, having the Mumu on his back foot to help him out. Slept has a great chance on Meat Bun here. He's popped the ghost and he wants the chase. About to get the 5 stacks. Slept unstoppable, trying to dash away.
Oh.
That bleed is looking dangerous, and the bleed might just be enough. Flashing away now to get some distance. and it's not far enough.
Yeah, trying to survive there as long as humanly possible so Sharky can help out west on the mid lane though as well.
Oh wow, Pabu, he can't get away in time, doesn't have ult for the mobility. The Nivea ult comes out, but somehow
Give the egg
finds the
too.
big one out west. Oh my god,
The
egg
egg
coming
is
down for
huge.
Resurrect now. Pabu doesn't have enough health.
Charm
The charm
with the
comes
flash
through,
Q.
Juco has backup, and Pabu maybe just got a little bit too greedy. Oh my god!
But the double kill
Two
for
for
Pabu
one.
though.
That's disgusting.
He'll take that. He has 10 more farm as well. And he has the wave pushing in under the tower. That is a huge win there for Pabu. Got the flash from Likeness as well. The roam from him allows his bot lane to get some free CSing down there. Nice, free, easy farm. All around great work here from the side of Revolt.
Dude, Pabu played that so well. You saw Juco trying to drop the Anibu wall earlier to keep Pabu in range so he'd get the pick, but he couldn't clean up before Out West went down, and then goes into egg form, gets wiped out, as another charm comes down. 6 in the hands of Pabu now before it hits Juco, which means mobility and gank ability have either flown high or dropped very low for the Ahri. As long as she has that Spirit Rush, there's no way that Out West is getting on top of her.
It is a great little ability, yeah. Saves you so much from ganks, all sorts of things. It is going to be great. So, both junglers hovering around this bot side. Bit of a push in from Pretentious and Lightless. They're going to meet into the jungle. Slemt might just go for another
I think
roll
he
in
wants
here.
this. He may be shoved against the wall now. Kazante goes all out as the stacks come down.
Oh
Slept
my
tries to drop the
God.
Noxian Guillotine, and it absolutely does find its mark.
Wow. Brawler top lane is, I guess, more interesting to watch than just 2 tanks, right? Although Kazante is sort of a tank, Darius negates the fact that he's a tank, and Kazante's ult makes him not a tank either. So it's just 2 bruisers
Pretty
at
much.
that point. And it's way more fun to watch. They are going to secure this dragon with a nice push I was talking about from Pretentious and Lightless. Getting that minion wave in. They got the pressure that they needed. And yeah, took out an objective. I think Sharky was in the area, but didn't ward. Was probably watching top lane. And Diako's going to find Sharky.
Oh, Sharky, so far out. Gets a beautiful flash. As
Great
Juco doesn't
flash.
have anything to back him up. Gets the honey fruit in the meantime while Out West is looking for this scuttle. They're looking for a
Top lane
3v2
Spirit
now.
Rush.
And she's not going to pop it. Well,
Worried
sorry, it
about
hasn't come up in
Darius.
time for her to pop it. Okay,
It wasn't up.
nice
It
little
looked like it
breakaway.
was up on my screen. Maybe it was just broken.
It's like a, maybe, yeah.
League of Legends is funny like that.
It is, whatever. It is up for me. I just, there's a
Lightless
funny
doesn't
little
have
line.
6.
It's very confusing to
He's
look
still
at.
going to go in. Pretentious does have 6. A lot of damage. Out
Okay,
West
we
in
get to look
trouble.
at top here though, which is really funny. And there's a charm and a sleep. Oh! Let the guy out of the CC chain. Oh, poor Out West gets absolutely tripped, stumbled, felled all over the place. Kanabe walks up a little bit too far. Lady of
he's
the
still
Wind
on
doesn't have
6.
ult to cancel, doesn't have the cleanse, can't use it, as Pretentious is looking like they're in a dangerous position. Super Mega Death Rocket was up.
Yeah, Abe didn't have enough mana there, otherwise he definitely would have been throwing
Oh.
that one out. This is dangerous here for Pabu. Does not have Spirit Rush and
Wow.
will just get caught and murdered. Sharky's going to try and get the return.
That's a sweet victory for Juco. Now has to be on the run, doesn't have the wall up, ready to match back. But maybe Sharky bit off more than he could chew. The Lilia pace, more than enough for him to get away. But look how strong this Anivia's been. Actually,
he's gonna go for it?
unbelievable. Oh, a turnaround, but Juco had his hands there and
Jeez.
passive, potentially up and available to keep himself alive.
Yeah, that was a close one there. The passive almost coming back up in time, but if he had have landed enough damage, he would have killed him. I think he missed the center of that W. Otherwise, that would have been a dead chicken. But I think he would have traded 1-for-1 regardless. And with the jungler dead, they pick up the Herald. They're going to drop that either mid lane or top lane. As Pretentious just casually farming bot lane. Really nice fight from them earlier. Gave them a lot of pressure. And with that pressure comes the ability to unlock Lightless. Amumu is a great champion when he can run around the map. And here's Anivia at level 6, by the way. You had the push on her before. Not so much anymore. Still Ari still with the ability to just bully and bruise, but no longer can you just keep her under the tower with the power of your split pushing, and Lightless is getting caught out.
Wants a blast cone. W comes down, forcing Sharky away. Has backup from Pub.
Nice
Up
job.
comes down the Chicken. Chicken goes down. Has a chance for Resurrect. The Super Mega Death Rocker won't find its mark. As Out West is dancing in and out of range. Down goes Anivia. And Pabu looking for the second here on the Udyr. Udyr can't find room. And 2 for Lilia.
Oh, nice flash charm from Pabu. He's going to get flash
That's
return
flash.
from Lightless, but very well played here. Revolt are just playing so much better as a team. A lot of Knights kills have been a result of solo kills, individual skill, whereas Revolt just seem to be doing really well as a team, running on the map and getting picks with their team fight comp. It's working out really well for them. Unfortunately, Abe has not secured a kill yet, which he would love. As much as it's great to have a fed Ari, you really want that Jinx to be as fed as possible. She is the win con. Ari is going to get you to the point where Jinx can start winning, but Jinx is the one that needs as much gold as possible.
And perhaps not particularly struggling in lane, as she's found herself 20 CS up against her opponent. But it's more the fact that, again, the kills here are focused on Pabu. And whether or not Pabu can roam around the map kind of relies on how well that Ari can shove the wave, get out of lane. But with someone like Juko to match them up, being able to clear the wave as fast as he can with his ult makes it so much harder to sleep. Now coming down the wall, giving Juko space, Super Mega Death Rocker makes this unescapable. As perhaps finally, Pabu 2 kills up on their laner. Same amount of CS, has a good chance to roam after the shove here, while the next dragon is ticking down to spawn.
What do you do, man? Just, you get hit by the Wii Sports Resort Pabu trouble?
Oh man, oh no. Oh, try to be unstunned challenge.
Yeah, there's so much CC on both sides too. It's a nightmare for anyone who gets slightly caught out. That's going to be a loss for Pabu. Jocko has TP. Don't even know if they need him, as Slemt has come down and joined his team. Very good grouping here from the Darius. I've seen him grouping a lot, walking around the map, helping his teammates. Oh, the steal was not there. There was no flash available from Sharky, otherwise he definitely would have bonked over that wall and gone for the steal.
It's good to see Slemt playing Darius like this as well. If anyone's followed the LEC, you'll see this is how Adam from BDS plays. Oh! Goes for the dive, can't fully commit, doesn't want to die, and turns around. I think that if the dive fully came in from Juko there and he realized he was going to die, he could have gotten the 1-for-1. But Pabu takes advantage of the hesitation and will pick up 1 kill.
Very nice indeed. Well done.
One way to put it.
Yes, there's
Very
many
nice
ways.
indeed.
Bot lane tower hasn't fallen on either side yet, so both bots are still going to be traveling bot lane. 14 minutes in is approaching, so the bladings are going to be null and void soon enough. And we are just going to be seeing the ADCs try and get the towers and then move to mid lane, trying to help out the teammates from the center of the map, giving themselves a lot of room to move to either top objective or bot objective, wherever they want to be. Nice, safe place to farm in the mid lane as well. Really, the safest place in the world to be is an ADC. Closer to your jungler with their camps, got your support with you. Let the mid laner deal with bot lane. He's got 4 jumps. It's fine.
Okay, well, we've got a brief moment. We have to take a pause, but we're just going to jump to a quick break. You won't miss any of the game. Just got to fix some technical issues. We'll be right back on the other side, and we'll see you guys in just a moment. Oh my god, welcome back! Shut down! On the Darius, as Meatbun still has bleed stacks coming down, barely makes out of the fight alive without West trying to send a blizzard towards him. Kanabe wants blood, turned around here by Lightless, cleared away by Lady of the Wind. As Kanabe has the advantage now, Lightless needs to make room. Pretentious dodges the W, and surprisingly, a fruitless trade for both sides as Kanabe, once again a successful sidestep, faces a big block from Lightless. Now they have Ari in the back. Oh, yeah, sorry, Ari and Lilia. coming around to Lightless Pretentious. It's a big dive coming down. No one should go down here and played right. 1 to Ari, 1 to Jinx, 0 to the red side.
Finally, Abe got his kill on the board. And by the way, welcome back, everyone. Straight into the action. Gets a kill top lane. Back into a fight down bot lane. 4v2 dive. Sadness on the side of Revolt as they get tower dive. But that's okay. Now we're going to move our ADCs to the mid lane. Dragons both have gone over to Revolt. They're also going to be getting the Herald as well, which means they have gotten every objective this game. Insanity right now as Diaka finds Sharky.
Oh, Sharky really saved here by the Nivea wall. As the sleep comes down, Sharky wants to come back into the fight. Abu, she's going to hit the Rift Herald. Oh, no! Now Sharky wants to come back to Out West. Obviously Out West getting shut down here, but Lightless getting chokeholded. No way out for Nivea here. Missy dribbles the ball straight into the goal. Rift Herald looking like the next victim on the list here, and finally a jungle objective here picked up by the Knights.
And the caster curse strikes again. I talk about Revolt getting all the objectives, and Knights were like, I want that one though.
Yeah.
Can I get that? And they just walk over and grab it. So yeah. Thanks. Pick that one right up. 50 seconds to a dragon. There is a bit of a flank going on right now, but this is a 3v4. So even if they're behind him, they're still getting outnumbered, so it's not going to work. But here they go anyway. Here comes Slumped and Lightless in the back. Now it's a 4v4. 5v4.
Hoppers do nothing. Big stun. No way to clear it away, and down goes Milio. Arbe up next on the list. Managed to make a breakaway as Milio goes down now. Both supports out of the fight as Pabu wants to make a break for it. Gets the flash away as Juko can't catch up. Fleb still wild for blood. It's a 1v3, but he can make it work. The Ghost still active, but as the proc comes to an end...
How?
It looks like Meat Bun is going to be able to successfully ward him off from the rest of his team.
How do you turn that flank with a 4-mana Mumu ult into a 1-for-1 trade where everyone gets out? How is that possible? How did they survive? Although Meat Bun's going to ruin it by overstaying. But, well, 2-for-1 still, considering all that happened. And everyone being a top lane means that, guess what? You want to go deal with Meat Bun? We don't care. We're going to TP in and grab this dragon. We're down on objectives right now. We're probably going to kill Out West in the meantime as well. Meat Bun is surviving forever being a distraction. He might even get out at this point. What is happening?
Wow.
Objective being taken. He's alive! What the hell? How did he live? How did he live? What is going on?
They tried to take out Meat Bun to stall the dragon out and then sweep over to it, but unfortunately that did not go as planned. Meat Bun lived the fight. They couldn't make it down to the dragon in time, and then the rest of Knights kind of just stood there and took the objective. Whoops. Revolt is really letting this game slip out of their hands. Now, with the third dragon being taken, almost Revolt being able to put themselves on soul point, but they were unable to at this call of the dragon. But with 4,000 gold standing between them and the Knights, with Knights standing up on top, it does make it a little bit more difficult here for Revolt to be able to break through their obstacles. Sharky was set back in the jungle at the start of the game, and Out West took advantage of that. Managed to keep control of all the jungle objectives, and then Mayhem decided to go and curse it, so we saw Sharky actually now being able to take objectives.
The last few minutes from Knights have been huge to turn this game on its head. They are really starting to pull ahead on gold, on objectives, everything. They're catching up, and they got the gold lead, so how do you figure that? Here comes Lightless, though.
Oh, he wants to turn, and Milio's standing on the front line as well. The True Shot Barrage is more than enough. As Arbe gets the pick on a Mumu. Down he goes, Slept, pulling Arbe over the wall. Arbe's got to go down here. A big shutdown as the bleed stacks come through. The reset on Darius is enormous as he can chase him down. He got a second guillotine. Won't get the reset, but has the bleed stacks as he chases down Pabu for a third. It's a beautiful split of the map as Lilia now coming in wants one as well. And maybe walking up just a little bit too far. West can't catch up.
Dashing in and out. Pabu's playing this on the right at the edge of danger. and really well played, just getting as much damage off as he can, distracting the enemy team, and not getting hit by any of the skill shots. Parbu is playing out of his goddamn mind this game. He definitely would be my vote for MVP if Knights managed to pick this game up.
Then again, it still is a best of 3, and with how tight we've seen some of these games come through, I wouldn't be surprised to see a big shift of the tides, especially in the second game. The fact that we saw Revolt come ahead and Knights swing back means that every single game is probably going to be this volatile. Abu getting this many kills is crazy there. Put himself really ahead there.
Yeah, just using this Ari to its fullest potential. I don't know if I've seen him miss a charm. I don't remember seeing a little pink heart fly off in the wrong direction. I think he's hit every single one that has been on our screens. That's an achievement in and of itself. So, really well played. And now there's posturing around the Baron with lots of pings coming towards this. Will they actually go for it? Knights is setting up. Slemt across the other side of the map, but is not too far away. Lady's getting caught, but Lightless.
Oh no.
Will he be the one that's caught?
Milio walked up way too far. Now without the support, they don't have the cleanse. They still want to look for it. Another charm comes through. Out West tanking that frontline damage. He does get the charm out now. As Sharky's the one under pressure. Tries to get the sleep through. Doesn't go down here as Parbu gets the second pick. Oh, sorry, the first pick. And then now a big shutdown coming to the jungler. They won't be able to take this Baron now, the Knights. All they can do is run, stall for time. Meat Bun. With Slept on the hunt. The guillotine may not end his life. The bleed certainly will. Great stopwatch from Parbu.
No!
But the storm is going to clean them up as Juko doesn't even need to waste his reset to come back to life.
So close on both sides. Who knew who was going to win that Anivia versus Parbu and Abe? Jeez, there was Zonya's going on. Juko was really low on health. And damn, yeah. So in that fight, Meat Bun actually used the ultimate to save Abe. Very, very nearly changing the outcome of that fight, but getting caught with your support early on, and Abe not being there to lay down the damage right when the fight started, he was just caught out in his own little corner. No one to help him out, no one to peel for him, and just got absolutely destroyed by Slemt, who had Ghost up, just jumped on him. Now they're going to have Baron. They're going to get the soul point. Oh, potentially not. We could have a crazy fight here on our hands. I'm excited to see what happens. There is a ward from Knights in the Dragon Pit, but the positioning advantage is for certain in favor of Revolt right now. Abe is trying to push out mid lane.
That's really important to point out.
Parbu waiting in the wings.
ADC does not have flash, which makes this fight a whole lot harder. A third dragon comes down, finally putting Revolt at full point. A big sleep now. A stopwatch comes out to try to keep them alive, but immediately Juko's forced to resurrect. Slemt now forcing himself out of the fight now as Lightless gets a one-man stun. Meatbone wants to get away as Lightless's hook leads to his death. Out West has no chance again to this fight as a second kill comes down. Knights absolutely dominating this team fight. No room out right now for Revolt. Arbe's the only one to go down. It's a 1-for-2 right now, and no one has room back in. Pretentious wants to keep up the chase. They've picked up the drag, and they should be happy with just that.
There's so much peel and re-engage on both teams that every time an attempt was made, Lightless jumps in, uses the ultimate. Perfect counter from Lady in Sham Select, picking up this Milio, just completely clearing out the entire movement wall. But on the re-engage, they stuck their next out a bit too far up. Diaco got a nice 2 or 3 man stun and managed to clean up Abe in the back of that fight. So both teams very well played, but the fact that Revolt was on top of the dragon before Knights was means that they had the perfect positioning. They tried to block them out. They got the dragon before the fight was even able to start, and instead of accepting the loss, they thought maybe they could win the fight. Pretty good job in doing that, but would have been nice to see them get to the fight a little bit earlier, push that mid wave out nice and early so they can get there on time. We can lose that for it. Soul Point and Mountain Soul is really going to be useful here, as there's a 1v1 down bot lane. Jucko's dead.
Well, almost makes it away though, doesn't have Resurrect, and Meat Bun has complete control of the fight. With a shutdown now, we get a tussle in the mid-river. Lightless. He's going to have the backup of Ezreal, but on the wrong side of the wall. The W comes through, but now Slept is here for the fight. The Super Mega Death Rocket will take out the support, and the Sad Mummy no longer in the fight now. Slept, as soon as he's come, he's gone. And Out West going to join him on their escape out of the fight. Sharky looking for the opponent jungler, and Out West now is in an awful position. Somehow doesn't get shut down, doesn't get cut off, and now Sharky's the one in trouble. Pabu can't get a trade here. Sharky barely makes it away.
The damage from Udyr's ult there, jeez, it almost killed Sharky while Udyr was running away. But another series of great fights, and these teams are pretty even right now. It was a very close backwards and forwards. It was like a 4k or 5k gold lead for a second there for Knights. Revolt have just brought it back. Couple of great team fights. They got the Dragon. Soul Point on the way. Next objective is Soul Point. So curious to see what's going to happen there. Look at the vision control though for this bot side at the moment. They're going to have to do something about that if they want to be getting ready for Dragon. And not a whole lot to do for the time being, so both teams are just going to try and push the waves out. Posture for ward control. That's where we could see some fights going on. 4 people up the top lane looking for Lady of the Wind. See if they can grab her, catch her out. Not much to fight over, but still both teams very close to just pouncing on each other. 3 members only here for Knights, so they would be outnumbered if they decided to pull the trigger here. Nice push up in top lane for Pabu as well, and he has teleport.
Very important to point out the Baron will be up at the same time as the Dragon. So we may be looking at some trades coming down. Most summoner spells that are down right now should look to be up by the time both objectives spawn. Especially with the fact Pretentious has been constantly burning his flash in fights to get away. And we see him come into just about every second fight without one because of how bloody this game has been. 20-17 right now. And with the amount the gold has gone up and down, I'm pretty surprised to see a 500 gold difference between both of them right now. This fight is really going to come down to who's ahead. Big stun coming down though. Sharky has to go golden, and down goes Amumu once again, dying too early at the start of these fights. The sleep coming through, and Pretentious is one of the two. Pretentious, the burn comes down, and he's going to get shot out of the fight. No one else falling victim to Lilia just yet. It does mean though Revolt won't have an avenue back into this fight as both objectives come up with 38 seconds on the clock. Pretentious 30 seconds on his timer. He'll be up just before the objectives come through. Whether or not they can rush panically towards the Dragon or the Baron, I'm not sure.
It's absolutely huge here that they couldn't get onto Abe in that fight. Free hitting the back line, he did so much damage. And notice also, if Lightless gets Lady of the Wind in his ult, then she cannot cleanse the team because she is also stunned. So if he manages to get her into the stun too, then it's a good fight. Otherwise, she can just cleanse the whole team like she did in a previous Dragon fight. And looks like they're going to give up the Dragon and go towards the Baron. They are not worried about Knights getting Soul, so no big deal to them. But as Dragon is a little bit early of a spawn, it's not exactly on time for them to grab this without being contested. But with the resets coming out, I don't even think Knights will even know this is happening. They definitely aren't going to get here in time.
Yeah, that's right. They've got complete control. Baron successfully picked up. They may have lost a Dragon for it, but certainly worth the push, seeing as they're there on Soul Point. We should see some really nice pushes here, especially with the control that Slemt has, pushing wave out west as well if he needs to. Lightless needs to not die at the start of the fight. He's making really good effort diving in, but the fact that he has found his usefulness only within the first 5 seconds leaves Pretentious without peel. And we've seen moments where that Lily asleep and then putting Pretentious to sleep without Lightless makes it a really, really dangerous scenario for him.
Yeah, I was kind of doubting Sharky in the start of this champ select with saying maybe you should go a tankier build to be able to survive, but his positioning and his speed has just been so good that he hasn't been dying. He's been sleeping and running away on 5 HP every single fight, dealing as much. Oh my god, that's an auto attack there. That was not an ultimate ability, that was just a single auto attack by Abe. That's fun if he can get a couple of those off. Big chunks, but with the double minions here, they're going to get that off, and here comes the fight potentially. Both teams just sort of nudging at each other, seeing if they can get an edge. Nothing really to fight over here. I think they're just going to try and keep sieging. But now that they've lost their double canyon, it's going to be a lot harder Not a lot of wave clear outside of Abe, really. Farbo's damage onto the minions is going to be pretty minimalistic, as you can see there. Oh, he was almost caught out in danger. But if Abe can't get into close because Yako's zoning him off, then they're going to get a lot of damage onto this tower. Yako's low.
And Meat Bun's up now. I can't see the fight mayhem. You have to cover this for me.
Okay, here we go. Abe's going into the back. Parbu is going to jump straight through the whole team. So far, everything is looking great for Knights. There goes Pretentious. Lightless dead as well. 3 members left. Parbu jumps in for the charm. Going to miss that one. And here we go. Sharky wants to try and get the Wii Sports Resort bowling ball. And won't be able to get that. Take it away.
Well, there's not much more to see.
Oh, it's over.
As Parbu tries to disengage.
Right as you get back, it's over.
My apologies. Pretentious and Lightless both going down is a huge pick and a big advantage for Knights to be able to take up here. Going 0 for 2, sorry, 2 for 0 is very, very helpful for these guys. Shows their dominance in those team fights as Arbe only continues to get stronger. Still struggling to see Pretentious's impact in these fights. It feels like Slemt is dancing on the front lines without West making the stunts, and Juko is the one causing the damage. Though Pretentious certainly is doing something, his impact compared to Arbe is hard to spot.
Yeah. It's just champ diff, to be honest with you. Jinx is just such a better champion than Ezreal. You have to hit every single ability without fail over and over and over in order to get as much value as Jinx just right-clicking you. It's a tough game to play for Ezreal to try and eke out as much damage. It's sort of doable, but it's so much easier to just right-click on Jinx and have a support that just sits there and busts you. So Meat Bun gonna get dove here, gets stunned.
Doesn't even need to dive, and with the hook on the wall, Meat Bun's gonna bleed out. Pretentious this time getting the pick, a much needed kill to be able to contribute to these fights better. Now looking towards the bot lane, they don't have the Baron buff that they picked up, making them so much stronger.
These bowling balls here are doing really good work. That is a decent chunk of health from Dioko just from a single one. Here comes another one. He's going to kill this man solo just from long-range poke. That is half health from 2 bowling balls. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Here comes the next one. Unlucky.
Well, while Sharky plays Wii Sports, we're still seeing Lady of the Wind trying to play FIFA. And with all these soccer balls and bowling balls rolling across the map, maybe we'll get to see a spirit ball coming flying from Parbo as well. These guys really do like their ball sports.
Yeah. I'm all about it. We're watching the Olympic Games here. This isn't Iron to Plat MCOM. What are we talking about? Okay. Huge posture on this dragon. This is going to be very, very, very important here from Revolt. They're going to get their soul if they grab this. It's really good if they grab a soul here. They want to be tanky boys, and that's the best way to be tanky boys, while Abe is doing a lot of damage with those rockets. 4 items up now for this Jinx. She has the Lord Dom. She's going to hurt a lot. Meat Bun getting separated. Can they do something with this fight?
It won't do anything to Meat Bun as Juko has to go golden. The sleep comes down to the jungler. As pulled into the fight they find themselves. Juko can't make the breakaway, doesn't die just yet. Amumu going down once again as Parbu is absolutely sweeping the enemy team. Having Abe on his back foot, there's nothing the Revolt can do to fight against the rage of the Knights as they pick up their 3rd dragon and put themselves at soul point as well.
Baron up in 35 seconds, but out west is going to try and push. Decides against it. I think he should have gone for it because the smart play here is to run straight to the dragon. They might even grab a mid lane tower first before they do that. Slemt is here all by his lonesome. 3 members to try and siege, but not enough. The minions can be taken out, especially with out west just chucking a big old thunderstorm on top of that. Take that out pretty easily. We're going to be resetting and going for the Baron. But 3 mountains now for the side of Knights. They're going to be much tankier. Anyone's game now for Soul Point. And our Elder Dragon, we're going to have to wait for that boy to come out because it's going to be a long time. We're going all the way. All 7 dragons tonight for the first game. Sharky meets out west in the jungle. Has a level advantage at the moment. Jinx just making sure that they're not getting taken under their nose. Atlas dodges everything, but the fight is about to break out any second, Quicksand.
Arbe no flash. Lady of the Wind no flash as well. And Meatbun's going to have to be right here because he doesn't have that teleport in his hand. Also important to point out that Slempt or Out West both won't have their ghosts. So hard for both teams to navigate.
Nice charm.
The first charm comes down. That's a big charm. As Yuko's the first to go down. A big sleep as well. Means they're going to slay Pretentious. No damage left to come through. And Lightless, of course, becomes victim to a double of an Ari. As Jinx picks up her second as well. Out West is now the last surviving member of Revolt and is trying to make a break for it. He may be running fast, but he's in a foot race with the Lilia. And Sharky is absolutely going to chase him down. No room out for the Udyr. As the ace comes through, the Baron doesn't even need to go down because Knights know they can end up the game here.
Damn, 20 seconds on the nearest member, and that is just going to be Lightless. It's not going to be enough to deal with this 5-man squad of Knights running down this base. And Quicksand, we have our first winner of the day. Knights are going to take this one out.
That's right, taking away a beautiful first game with 32-19. A 6,000 gold gap, and something that fluctuated a lot. We saw Revolt actually being ahead for large periods of the game, especially at the beginning, and then seeing it change this much is pretty incredible.
Yep. A lot of good team play
gold graph. Okay, I
from
actually
both
skipped.
players.
I didn't look at the gold graph. You're gonna have to do it for me, Mayhem.
All right, I'm gonna take a looky-loo.
Yes, please do. And in the meantime, Revolt, such a good job of putting themselves ahead. A little fumble from Sharky on the Lilia at the start meant that he tried for the invade, got kicked off the buff, and then got whittled down to pretty much 0 health. And then from there, he slowed down his jungle pathing. Objectives went into the hands of Revolt. But then as time passed, Sharky started getting fed by Pabu, the Ari who was ahead, started giving kills to Arbe on the Jinx. And once Jinx got online, the game pretty much felt unwinnable for Revolt.
I'm just going to put this on.
Ew. The Jinx moment. Yep. Pretty crazy.
To Sharky.
Mm-hmm.
No, Sharky. Pabu, should I say. Sorry.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yes.
Ari. Crazy plays. He got his team ahead for long enough to just get the Jinx online. If he wasn't ahead, then the enemy team would have ran on the map, did whatever they wanted. But because of the fact that he got a lead in the early game, he bought time for the Jinx to get 17k gold and 40k DPS.
It pretty much led to... If Pabu didn't get ahead there, I think Revolt would have swept away the game. It's a really tough game, and the fact that Pabu could keep them in it and then be able to bring them ahead such leaps and bounds while maybe getting out damaged by Arbe at the end there still set out for a wonderful game. I'm going to give my MVP to Pabu as well, but then again, we still have more to see. So let's jump to a quick break where we should be coming back for game number 2 on the other side. So we'll see you guys in just a moment. So please grab your water, get your... What did I see in chat? Someone getting their chalky milk and cookies. You go enjoy that, man. You go enjoy it. I'll see you on the other side. It makes me
want to go to the servo during the break and get me some chalky milk and cookies. That sounds amazing.
Do that.
Well, I'll see you guys on the other side. We'll be back.